Hey guys, it's me Eric, and today we're gonna be doing like a new thing, a new concept that I haven't been seeing. A lot of people have been doing SML and Jujutsu Kaisen, but mostly if SML characters had domain expansions, what would they be? So I did a little Google, and I collected all of them and just showing all you guys all of it and explaining it. And I might do an animation explaining, like just showcasing each on Flip a Clip. First is Marvin's domain expansion, house payment hell, endless stress. Appearance, a never-ending sterile living room filled with an insurmountable bills, crying Jeffies, and an angry Goodman looming in the background. Effect, the target is paralyzed by crippling anxiety, and every 5 seconds they are forced to hand over their power. Like, for example, if you had a sword, you would have to give it up to Goodman. If you had like some kind of, let's say if Goku was in there, right? He would have to power down and like give that energy key whatever to Mr. Goodman. And yeah. So, to a figure representing Mr. Goodman, if they cannot pay with their energy, they must suffer 7-3 ratio damage. So, yeah. I was gonna do like a Marvin impression saying his domain expansion, but I don't really have a Marvin voice. Jeffy domain expansion, Void of Green Bean Mania. I don't really want to name it YYY, because that doesn't really make sense. I mean, when Jeffy was a rapper, he said YYY, but it's just too long, so Green Bean Mania is just fine. Appearance, a chaotic cereal room filled with green beans, pencil stuck's helmet, and screaming sounds. Effect, the target is forced to eat green beans, instantly reducing their physical capabilities. So basically, let's say like they're full HP. The more they eat it, the more like they get repulsive and like mentally repulsive. They just like cannot go on fighting because like their body's fighting this virus, green beans, basically. The sure hit effect is that Jeffy uncontrollably hits the target with the pencil while shouting, why? Nah, how about shouting, his catchphrase or whatever. Any attempt to harm Jeffy causes the target to feel the same amount of pain. That sounds about right. I might add, like, Jeffy's magic pencil or whatever, so when he draws something, it could, hurt you back. Like, let's say you greatest fear, but I might add that. Junior, unreasonable spoiled paradise. Appearance, a giant luxurious bedroom with an infinite supply of toys and video games. Google said like 3 different Bowser Jr. ideas, but I chose this one because it was the most realistic and what's it called? Good to his character. Yeah, and the ability, whatever Junior wants, he gets. The domain gets him 100% control over the environment, allowing him to turn his opponents into toys, invoke his superpowers, laser vision, shapeshifting, or whatever, instantly, or summon Cody to fight for him. I don't know why Cody specifically. Maybe it could be Hunky Cody, which would sound cool. And I feel like that'd be the only circumstance. And if not Cody, then like Thomas the Train or something to run them over. Mr. Goodman, domain expansion, the house payments domain. Appearance, a dark, empty space with a single glowing rent due check. Sure hit, a direct application of the pay or die rule. Basically what Goodman does in Marvin's, but different. Sort of different. The domain forces the target to pay for their existence, and if they cannot, which they can't, they are forced to be evicted from the mortal plane. Basically, they die, and they get like absorbed in the domain. So, yeah. Chef Pee-Pee, kitchen of insane misery, infinite misery. A dark, fiery, and cramped kitchen smelling strongly of burnt food. Ability. The opponent is forced to cook for Junior. Every time they make a mistake, they're hit with a sure attack. Either a frying pan, verbal abuse, or Junior, and they cannot leave until they prepare a perfect meal. Even if it takes eternity. And Yeah. I might make the domain like what's it called? Uh Adaptable to like real time. So like it won't be like one of those things. It'll feel like a million years there, but it's like the no time has passed in the real world. Time will still pass in there, just so you could feel like the regret and stuff. Brooklyn Tea Guy, like I was saying, what it does. It's a gray, depressing, and endless cityscape of broken cars and absurd scenarios. The domain forces the opponent to take on all of Brooklyn Guy's jobs at once. So let's say you get trapped in by Brooklyn Guy, right? Brooklyn Guy isn't in the domain. You are Brooklyn Guy, basically. You gotta go through everything he goes through. You gotta wake up, naggle Karen, and every time she nags, it takes off your HP. Same thing, just the more you work, the more you get bothered. And the domain automatically increases your like what's it called? Aggression. So you'll get more annoyed by the time. And yeah. And you have to go to Marvin's house like like 8 times out of 10 to just do whatever, and you have to do it or die. And to a point it will force you to like just like I can't do this anymore, just kill me already. And the domain will just collapse on itself if you admit. They are chased by enraged customers, have to jump in broken cars, and forced to deal with absurd situations leading to a mental breakdown. Appearance, a desolate gray urban landscape filled with ambulance lights and stacks of paperwork. As well as like a few thousand copies of Marvin's house and like just phone ringings and Karen nagging. And that's basically what I would add to this. Cody. Domain expansion, Hunky God's secret lab. What it does, the domain showcases Cody's intelligence and obsession with Ken. The space is filled with his inventions, with insanely work in his favor. The sure hit effect allows Cody to turn his opponents into harmless objects like water, a water bottle, a roast beef sandwich, or a washing machine. It's a reference to that one SML video, Superpowers. Just by thinking about it, he can clone himself or create an army of himself and Ken to overwhelm his opponent. Also, in his domain, he can like summon Ken, basically the Maharaja. And yeah. Also, he gets to summon any one of his inventions that he already created, and use it on the opponent. Whether it's bad or good, it will affect you somehow. Yeah. A high-tech lab that looks like a blend of school classroom and a romantic, dimly lit room dedicated to Ken. I guess so, but it's not going to be dimly lighted, because that doesn't really fit, like, the thing. Unless, near the middle or the end of the domain expansion, whatever, Cody just straight up, how do I put this? Timmy's you. If you know, you know. Joseph. False allegation echoes of minority. I actually like this one a lot. There was like 4 different Joseph domain expansions, and I chose this one because he does this a lot in the show. Appearance. The domain resembles a distorted high-definition version of a basketball court. So it's basically a basketball court, and the air is thick. Like, the air is like, you can't move that much or be as fast as you would outside of the domain. With shimmering, translucent shadows that look like Joseph's human puppet form, whatever. This is a rule-based domain. Any action the opponent takes is actually flagged as problematic or racist. So, like, let's say you even, like, breathe wrong. You'll be called racist and you get canceled, basically. Not canceled, but you'll be called racist and stuff, and all of Joseph's forms will just, like, every variation of Joseph that's an SMO would just start beating your ass for like 1 minute, and then when they're done, you gotta like play basketball, and once you get in the hoop, then you'll be released from the domain. But if you don't, then you'll just keep being accused of being racist, and stuff, and like just stretches. Like you could what's it called? Dodge him, and then he'll make something of like, oh, this is slavery. You just really just and stuff like that. If the opponent attacks, they will be hit with a wave of psychological guilt damage that physically paralyzes them. Passive ability, Joseph gains a massive speed and strength buff while yelling his signature catchphrase, "I'm out of here, dude," allowing him to teleport instantly around the domain. The main Joseph plays basketball, and then the rest just like play defense. Rose, Cosmic Nagging Room. Rose traps her opponents in a starlit dimension filled with floating, annoying reminders. And yeah. The sure hit effect forces the target to listen to her complain about Marvin, doing the dishes or not paying attention to the stars for an eternity. It causes extreme mental fatigue. I don't even know what fatigue means. Forcing them to surrender just to make her stop talking. And then you'll get release of the domain. Shrek. Yeah, I really like this one too. Cheesecake Toilet Swamp. A disgusting green swampy toilet area. The sure hit is overwhelming stench and being forced to eat rotten cheesecake. Shrek gets a massive power boost and becomes nearly unkillable while the opponent is paralyzed by nausea and the need to poop. So basically you'll be like trapped in like a ginormous bathroom landscape, but there's like green fog in the air. There's like green puddles on the floor, fungus growing on the walls and stuff. And the toilet is just the most disgusting toilet you've ever seen. And a table, you gotta eat rotten cheesecake, and the more you eat, you just like your HP just goes crazy until like you keep pooping, diarrhea, like out of your pants pooping. And you get paralyzed by nausea. Dougie, your boy Dougie, Midnight Call of Duty Lockdown. It said Midnight Chocolate Lockdown, but that did not make sense because the domain has nothing to do with chocolate. So I just Midnight Call of Duty Lockdown. What it does. The domain appears as an endless dark bedroom filled with monitors featuring a 100-foot TV displaying Call of Duty and a fridge full of Kool-Aid. Dougie gains instantaneous access to his NES Zapper. If you were in the OG days of SML, you would know that he has like that little Nintendo shotgun, whatever. And yeah, an automatic hit would kill you, so you gotta dodge. The sure hit forces the opponent to play two-player mode, paralyzing them while he shoots them with the infinite projectiles. If they refuse to play, they are trapped in a loop of being yelled at him to pay money. I'm pretty sure this is the last one. Yeah, this is the last one. Lazy Lockdown of the Nerd. A dark tech-filled room with high-speed internet and gaming chairs. A non-lethal, immobilizing domain. Jonathan traps the opponent in a lazy state, stealing their energy to make himself more energetic within the domain. The target cannot move, speak, or take action, forced to watch Jonathan play video games and be insanely perverted for an infinite amount of time. Yeah, so basically, so I'm gonna try to do a Jonathan, impression of what he's saying. Lazy lockdown. Nah, never mind. But yeah, this is the thumbnail for the video. And yeah, I know that was insanely long. Just straight up yapping. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say. I don't know, just wanted to do this video, just a filler video, if I'm being honest, to get some more videos. Honestly, I'm just giving you guys this video just to keep you guys like an appetizer, basically, for the upcoming videos. I will not be reviewing the Office new Fortnite bundle, whatever. And yeah, bye.